Mari game ketiga. 3-0 Israel kah?
Point here for Onic Philippines, one more, and they will be joining us tomorrow. And now, of course, joining
Matilda
us is
Angela.
Santa Cruz all the way from the land down under, under our stage.
Hi, so I actually have a problem with a questionable purchase with my credit. Wait, is this BPI customer service? Oh, it's not?
Oh my God!
Oh wait, that's rock hard and bring it. Always the draft.
That's us.
Sorry,
That's
I thought they passed me through to customer service, but
Oh
it's
no,
okay.
now we know about it.
Now we know he has credit cards.
It's fine. Customer service with BPI is fantastic. They usually solve all my problems.
Here, there's number one. Oh my goodness, it's the exact or almost the exact same draft, except the Kalea right now won't be a first pick for Twisted Minds.
Wow, that's them going, we're not going to play the Kalea. We won't let you have it. We'll pick up the signature pick of King Kong instead. I mean, he still has the Joy Suyo trade active. Hayabusa still available for him. He already showed that he can still play the Ling really well.
Yeah.
There's so many options still available for King Kong.
Halo Mas Boy.
Still
Diambil loh.
gonna be the dog, though. Like, they've been very consistent in terms of picking it up. I mean, it's really a flex pick. So,
Loinya keluar.
wait.
Masih Badang kan?
Wait a
Sepraya itu guys
second.
Badang. Ben aja.
Why did this
Twisted gak sadar apa nih Badang nih.
I'm trying to rack my brain.
Dan Badang itu bakal stopin juga.
But otherwise, I feel like it was open.
I believe it was I'm going to have to double check. I think it was actually banned both games.
Oh, was it banned both games? There we go.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
the one in Kalea slot.
Yeah,
Right,
it was banned.
Badang
both
ini
games, and
udahlah
now with
percaya
the
Om WaWa.
ban,
Om WaWa ban Badang di rank.
for Super Friends. So Twisted
Bukan
Minds
tanpa alasan,
decided
weh.
to do this.
Bukan gua takut lawan Badang ya.
Specific, and
Capek.
I actually feel like they are gonna keep picking the Badang all playoffs long.
Yeah. Do they pick up the Granger here? I mean, I know for a fact that the Granger no longer gets to reveal the opponents, you know, but like that might be of help to them since they might want to get the range, but they decide to opt for the Moskov and the Phobia.
Yeah, it has to be the Moskov in this regard. You have the Joy with you.
Yep.
It'll be difficult to play up against the Moskov. Just to be safe, pick up the Moskov with you to pair it up with the Joy.
And I really like this because this is a bit of a... This Twisted Minds basically going back to DNA.
Oh.
This is a lineup that, all right, I don't think we're doing the pickoffs properly right now. Let's go ahead and lock in these heroes that will work very well when they play together. And yeah, they're staying with what they know. Nothing too crazy from Twisted, which is a bit of a letdown for me personally. But if this is what it takes for them, and this is what they think will work, I'm all for it.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like they've been really working on mastering the way they pull this
Gila,
entire
di bagian
lineup
atasnya ada Onicnya
off,
gitu.
or this entire strategy off, but this is so cool, wait!
One team, one
Biggest
family.
banners we've seen in MPL Philippines.
Oh my goodness!
That was cool.
Thank you so much to our drone for capturing that angle.
I think that was actually the baby blanket I was born in.
Oh my god, come on, Red. Not like that. But that would be a cool blanket though. I would love to have that at home.
Oh wait, a 1-1 ban?
Okay, so gold lane is going to be the focus here. Twisted trying to get that gold lane leverage.
Onic di nomor 3,
Gold
jadi
lane
dia
picks
gak dapat
might
upper
also include the
sebenarnya.
Bruno in this sense.
Yeah, the Kimmy's still there.
Kimmy's still there, yeah.
Although we did see how a Joy answers back to a Kimmy every now and then. So, in terms of the gold lane,
Still so many options available, honestly.
Gatot Kaca.
They might actually go down the
Otot
magic
kawat
route
tulang
for gold
besi
lane.
atau edit
For
guys.
the
Edit pun
half
masih
rock,
bagus.
Kimmy is, available. That's-
Edit bagus,
that might
Gatot
be the
Kaca
pick
bagus,
because
Hilda
you don't go
bagus,
for the
sama...
magic damage dealing gold laner.
Gue pengen bilang Glue, tapi Glue kalau dia ambil Glue yang terakhir pasti gak mungkin di awal.
As their main source of magic, unless of course they shift things up. And they pick up an
Moskov.
EXP laner that also deals magic, but that's really just what? Esmeralda and Edith in the options available.
I get
Glue isn't really damage dealing when we think about him. He's there, yeah, he provides some magic damage, but he's not a magic damage dealer.
There are some builds of Glue that kind of go for glowing wand right away, but also you don't want that if you are on it because you need that tankiness.
Yep.
But that's going to be a bit busy, you know, setting up. So.
yeah, and that's been a trend so far for like
Woo!
Philippines and their frontliners. But they pick up
Sopan
people
santun
in.
telah hilang.
Interesting pickup so far. not too surprising for Kelra, you know, but like at least for day number 1 of the playoffs.
I like Guinevere. It's a very... Escalar's been trying to make this work all season long.
Yes.
Honestly. And it has had its moments.
Yeah.
But what about this refusal of Onic to go with a Kimi Renmar? And what's their last pick?
I mean, they've overloaded it with so much physical, they don't need to pick up another magic damage dealer. We know the damage profile of a Clint into the mid to the late game. They have the high boost of the Badang there. They don't necessarily need to go magic. They still might go for the Edith though. But at this point, you need the strong frontliner.
Edit atau
that's
Gatot?
another one that deals good magic damage. You go for the Gatot Gacha up against the Farsa. So they still go down that route. Good balance. I like the Clint pick. However, Twisted Minds has a great answer with the Farsa. It's going to be a lot for Kelra to deal with in team fights, though.
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest influences too as to why they opted for a Gatot Kacha. So there's some sort of threat for the Farsa and for it to not be as free in terms of just throwing
Sopan
out
santun telah
Yes,
hilang.
because that's going to be a problem definitely for just in mind later on if ever they're unable to do that with Haji on this Farsa.
That's right. So overall, if this is the biggest surprise that Twisted can do, by the way, just a reminder, this is do or die for Twisted right now. They lose this match, Onic is the one going tomorrow. And we will see if there is going to be some fight in this Twisted Minds lineup. Let's throw it over to our casters to give us, or take us into the game.
And we'll take you right into the game. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3 upon us. It's match point right now for Onic Philippines. Can Twisted Minds hold on to the chances of moving on? They need a win here desperately to stay in the series. Once again, it's me, Naisu, Ingan, and Renmar to bring you the action in this game as mid lane is already seeing some early poking happening here. What do we think of the lineups that are presented by both teams for us, Ingan?
For now, I mean, the Clint in the picture for sure will be able to dominate the early stages of the laning phase, so they're going to have to watch out for that and for Twisted Minds to be able to hold on long enough for MP the King and Hajisi to eventually scale up.
Twisted Minds, you see outplayed, struggling in lane against Kelra, who decided to play very aggressively.
Gila, Brusco nabrak-nabrak terus.
King Kong's invades, making rotation for Escalera a little bit difficult. Onic isn't giving an easy time here for Twisted Minds. They know they have Twisted with their backs up against the corner, and they really just want to end this series right here. If you give Twisted some wind, then Onic wouldn't want that.
You know, Renmar, I gotta ask you, because I feel like you're the one that usually gets excited when the Clint gets picked up. You know, I feel like I haven't heard enough yeehaws. And, yeehaw. Thank you. That's what I was waiting for earlier. But, you know, why the Clint? Why does Kelra go ahead and lock this in? How is this gonna give him an advantage? Is it in the lane, or is it just kind of as the game progresses here in the way that they've been playing throughout the series?
I think this is something that we see from teams in MPL Philippines for the first in the play-in round of the playoffs. You want to see them try stretch the capabilities of the meta. So Onic Philippines, I feel like this is one of those picks where let's see how the Clint will work. This is Keller going in here thinking, okay, I can use him to dominate up against the Moskov in lane. When it comes a little bit later in the fights, yeah, he'll have a lot to deal with. They pick this Clint knowing that the Farsa is still open, but they have full faith that the presence of the Gatot Kacha will be enough to take the Farsa out right away, so that Keller will just be left untouched. Because Onic Philippines have a very strong dive-forward lineup, which means that the Clint could be untouchable.
Early pokes on Escalera, forced out the flicker already, plus spatial migration. Meanwhile, James on the chase onto King Kong, but King Kong still secures the turtle, plus a combo onto Brusco. Kirk trying to catch MP the King, diversion play. They're gonna go to the purple buff of Twisted Minds. Oh, James!
Whoa!
Okay, up against 3, was able to take down 1.
Boleh. Satu lawan 3 loh.
He's able to go for more against Kirk and Brusco out of nowhere.
What happened to...
Atlas susah, cancellationnya banyak.
Well, he took like, I assume what is a 300
Dan dia itu nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain kan. Skillnya dia nabrak. Kalau kayak Tiger itu kepake karena masih bisa dorong. Dia cuma nabrak, literally nabrak. Dan defense-nya itu tipis banget.
Especially when the other team doesn't have a lot of items, you can bully 2v1, 3v1 as the Phobius. There's almost always going to be a trade if you're not careful.
Yeah, I'd be pretty scared of a guy that's What is he? He's got what? I don't even know what the weapon is. It's like a.
It's literally, I think, a piece
Is it
of a tower.
Like an obelisk or something?
Yeah, an obelisk.
Is that how you say it? Obelisk?
Yes.
Obelisk? I'm playing the wrong game here. Man.
Monolith. It's a big
Is it
rock.
not obliques?
It's not that.
Is
That's
that
a muscle
different thing?
group.
It's a muscle
Oh,
group.
I'm sorry.
He's pretty
Probably
muscly though.
yeah, he does have hella obliques though.
he does.
I'm pretty sure Ingan is already imagining a cosplay of nice S15. In all of his shirtless glory.
Let's not exposing on here. You know?
Hellcurt datang.
All
Oh,
these
kena.
came together on day one.
Kena tapi buat apa ya?
So they find themselves at a pretty much a standstill.
Ya,
for
jagain
now.
purple
They're
ternyata.
going to go ahead and take their time. Again, we're still 30 seconds away from the next turtle coming up, and it was Onic Philippines that got the last one. So now we'll see how they rotate based off this early game. Again, outplayed, has to just farm up. He's going to be able to go ahead and put pressure on later on. So really it's just up to how they rotate against each other here. Turtles coming up. James is exactly where he needs to be. And so we'll see again how
Halo,
often
Ametsuki.
have we seen teams before ban out the Luyi against Super Friends.
Yeah, it's really cool because now you're seeing Twisted Minds. They want to spend a lot of time together and they're checking shrubs while doing it. While Onic Philippines went from a 2-3 split into a 4-1 into a 1-3-1 all in one go just to find an opening across the map in different parts of the map as well. So Onic Philippines, again, this is just them showing off their flexible rotation style very well, checking things, which leads them to this. Now they have the info where the turtle is. Twisted Minds, yes, they've gotten here first, but Onic Philippines know that, okay, we need to allow Twisted Minds to go first because they need King Kong to get in his buff. Now that he'll be in a better set, this still could go good for
Moskovnya
Twisted
di
Minds
pressure
if
sama
Only
Clean.
if outplayed hits that Spear of Destruction.
Yeah, and not to mention Escalera also with his combo. And he needs to set his eyes onto King Kong and even force out the Purify of Super Friends because so far Onic has been controlling. Spatial migration! This is the combo we're waiting for! King Kong! Obliterated by Twisted Minds. Brusco is the next
Wah.
target and a double kill.
Real guys, game 4 bisa muncul.
Lead for the Magician. 2 kills, he got the pick to start things off, and everything that Onic Philippines did to dance and jockey for position, taken away in an instant by Escalera.
As soon as Ingan said it, it happened.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Escalera needed to do. The fact that he got the 2 kills off of that are going to help him go ahead and scale up a little bit nicer. Here on this Guinevere, you can already see some of the items coming into play. The first items are locked in, and that's going to be crucial. And for Onic Philippines, you know, the farming has been happening in the gold lane. You already got the endless battle there for Calra, but even on the other side, Corrosive Scythe working still on the next for Outplayed. And so gold laners are just going to do their things, man. But I feel like Onic, when it comes down to the 4v4 without the gold laners, they have to be so crucial on avoiding whatever Escalera decides to go for. And then on top of that, it's like, how do we even get through James? The front line for them because there's just so much burst potential magic-wise between MP and Hajizi.
Yeah, and not to mention if Brusco misses with his combo, or even Kirk with the AOG, it's going to be hard for Onic to continue out the battle, especially if it's a long draw.
Belum sih, Onic masih ngejar, topnya
fight,
dapat.
but even if
Ternyata Kelra jadi ya, sabar.
Game, despite the Twisted Minds having
Lu makan nih
outplayed,
pemain
again,
bulu
they can
tangkis nih.
utilize Onic,
Pemain
can utilize
badminton.
the fact that they have a Luyi and Hayabusa and just play around the macro once again.
Look at the reach on that cowboy.
He's got the gun now.
He's got a beloved gun too, so
You got my gun.
it's gonna be even harder.
It's going to be even harder. I got the range now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So at some point, Twisted Minds really needs to start helping Outplayed, man.
Okay.
All right, we'll see if they're able to do that. They're getting in position, though, for this next objective to come up. 20 seconds away from it. They're going to do a little swap-a-rooney down, too. Kelra goes down to push down the bottom lane to set things up. So this is it. This is, you get the objective here. We'll see if they can take the turtle from Twisted Minds, but so far I will say Twisted Minds has been playing around their composition really well.
Kata Kelra gue jadi nih.
Paling
katanya sabar.
James has been the guy to give them that
Sabar,
vision as
sabar,
well. So
sabar,
Turtle's
sabar.
up, but I don't know, they're just going to blitz this, man. They have all the damage they need. They know Outplayed's up top. We'll see if they fight for it.
They might go for it. Okay, Escalera trying to work on Kirk. Gonna be a retribution battle. MP the King secures it. AOG is gonna connect with Brusco in the first
Salah
time
fight gak sih?
down. And a counter play.
Hayabusanya masuk.
Got caught there as Onic forcing Twisted Minds to retreat, but MP the King gets the turtle.
Yeah, the timing of the
Lu lihat tuh Kelranya asik banget. Dia apa sih melting gun ya? Jauh banget tuh.
later than
Yeah.
he would have caught MP the King. also, but no, he couldn't. That's
Good combo there. SOD is also going to connect. Meanwhile, MVP with the electrifying bait immediately obliterated 3. Twisted Minds turning things to their
Kayak
favor.
orang ngapain tuh tadi tuh?
King Kong could be next.
Oh, feathered airstrike up against King Kong. Outplayed is in the picture and delivers the final spear that pierces through King Kong. Brusco catches MP the King. Good combo there, but MP the King slithers away.
Hari-hari.
Super fam. The spear of mystery by Outplayed. Perfect.
Gila, Moskov waras ini memang susah buat dilawan.
SOD able to catch Super Prince, and I believe that was Keller as well. Twisted. They have turned it up in an instant after, again, a surprise initiation by Escaleta. So far, it's been him leading the charge and setting up the potential game-winning MVP place.
Yeah, again, this is what you just talked about.
Boom.
Great usage of the Spirit of Misery, too, as Outplayed shows up. And then they're just gone in an instant. I'm actually so surprised how that played a part, too. And then King Kong, of course, has to deal with it as well. So that's a massive swing now for Outplayed in general. But you know, like you mentioned, Escalera doing so great. And it's not often that you see the Guinevere, you know, come up to play. And this has been the story of Twisted Minds all throughout the regular season. The draft is what people wanted to see. And yeah, maybe they didn't have all the points that they wanted to. Sometimes they fell short. But they were the team that was always
Media share on.
trying to really
Jangan nenek.
push the limits
Hehehe.
of whatever meta we were currently in. Because we've had quite a
Ngeri,
few changes
coy.
throughout this season just alone. And you throw in a Guinevere there, who we've seen pop
Tapi
up
masih
before.
3.000.
Oh,
Wow!
Catches one. Immediately burst down.
Itu yang mati MM-nya. Udah selesai nih. Ya, Kel Raja masih mainan sama minion, guys. Tapi cukup lah.
What a read by
Mereka bisa
Brusco,
dapat
and
ini,
Onic
dapat
to
Lord.
find another diversion just to get here to the Lord in a better position, stopping Twisted Minds and their chances of potentially
Itu soalnya
contesting
mati
this
outplayed-nya.
Okay, a 5v2. Escalera still not in the picture.
Bubar gak
He's
sih?
already
Bubar
used
gak
up the
sih?
feathered airstrike. King Kong quite low.
No, no, no,
Good.
no, no,
The dark
no, no,
wave
no,
there
James
from
ngapain?
James goes able to into
Oh.
pursuit.
No,
Dealing
no,
a lot
no,
of
no,
damage.
no,
Easy
no, no,
for Onic, but he managed to get
no.
one. But the trade after trade for both of these teams.
Seru ya.
2 will fall. Brusco only for Onic Philippines.
Hey, they stopped the Lord though. Onic Philippines not
Seru
able
ya.
to just secure it just yet. They might
Yang
start back
mati
up.
si
They have to go
MM,
kind of reset,
cuman
get
maksa
Kirk back
juga
in the
dia.
fight. He had to use a revitalize earlier on. So Escalera and Hajizi, they're keeping tabs here.
Divo.
Super Friend's gonna go ahead and join alongside Kirk, so they might push it here.
The airstrike, Escalera
Mati
jumps
Escalera.
in, but gets
Ush.
spotted out by Onic and bursted down by Keller as King Kong picks up the Lord.
Twisted Minds, they did their absolute best, but Brusco, 2 big plays in that long sequence. Number 1, of course, the initial catch onto Outplayed as they were going to the Lord. Now, once you're in the Lord and Onic Philippines started it up, it looked like Twisted Minds and MP the King could take it away. But the moment MP the King saw blood, he saw so many members slow, Brusco got his fist break just in time. Fist wind as well, although it should be called fist bump. Come on, it's a big fist bump. So he was able to dish out the combo just in time to make sure MP the King gets interrupted.
Okay.
Oh, timing again. Conceal's going to be used. Brusco leading the charge alongside Kirk. They want these shields down. Tier 2 is still up in the mid, and the top finally goes down here too. That might be all they get with this Lord, as that Holy Shield. The Holy Defense is going to be popped now on the bottom lane. So Onic Philippines, being down a few thousand gold, earlier on, have now just turned the tides with the recent interaction. And Brusco, man, he's been doing this all series. You know,
Yeah.
he's been the Badang.
3
He's been
Badang
doing
games.
this.
Tuh,
It's
Badang
just
itu udah pasti prayo, guys. Bohong kalau enggak.
I don't want to say it's an easy job for him, because sometimes we've seen him get caught out.
Yeah.
But it's literally what Renmar said earlier. Just throw bodies. Like, that's what Badang does, and maybe that's why he's so buff. But, like, you just throw the bodies at them, and you're probably going to force a reaction or something else from Twisted Minds.
Yeah, that's why he's been so good. Every time that the wall comes up, even if you take out one, you only catch 1% out of the wall. That's either already a -1 or one dude that you're forcing to flicker, to use a dash. All very important resources in the pro scene. And Brusco's been fantastic so far in the recent sequences. Diversion. Okay, it's not going to lead into anything too crazy. And equally, on the other side, of course, Twisted Minds, it got to this position because Escalera's been great on this Guinevere. So it's like a roamer battle to see who could have the better set.
Okay. Gonna fight for the purple buff, but
Kesedot-sedot.
MVP King
Kirk,
goes in
ngapain
and
Kirk?
forced to use the retribution, but now
Ngeri banget,
Escalera
Kirk.
trying to work on Kirk. A good dark way there from James, forced out the flicker.
Wah, lagi.
And Brusco connects as well. The ultimate
Tapi
fighter
yang
from side
mati-
of Twisted Minds will fall down.
Iya XP sih. Kalau yang mati outplayed beda cerita tuh.
Gatot and Badang together. What a read by Kirk. The patience. It was like, wait, have they used everything? Yeah, Kirk, go ahead. Just jump in, man. And then Brusco was like, let me add him in a little bit more. I also have something with me.
Badang Gatot kan kayak gitu
Available
emang
right away.
kombinasinya.
MP, no way, no way, no way. No way!
Output.
They also connect out.
Moskov tidak gila.
Hajizi, he doesn't know where King Kong is, but they do have minions.
Wah,
and
Moskov
the
tidak
numbers.
gila, men.
Now Twisted Minds twist it to their favor.
MP?
MP outplayed. My
MP the joy.
God. Earlier was the whole Gatot, Badang, all right, let's bruise him up. And then
Combo
the
gaban
joy
ya
of the
Gatot Badang.
Moskov suddenly makes magic together as well. Fantastic back and forth by these two.
Oh, goodness, and that's going to get them the objective, too. What did you call the Moskov earlier on? What was he?
A spear-wielding hottie.
That was spear-wielding hottie.
I was hoping you'd forget that.
Well, we didn't. And now they remember if they missed it earlier.
Oh, man.
Wielding hot. Again, we're about to approach the 15-minute mark. What do we call that again, Renmar, after the 15-minute mark?
Gotta go to the bathroom.
Hey, at this point, he's got his Malefic gun now, too. So
Yeah.
Outplayed is locked in. He's got some extra range to work with. He's ready for the contest against Kelra here, because Kelra had that earlier on. He's still working. What is he going to go, BOD?
Yeah, it's all about who has a longer reach.
Longer reach and more damage.
That's what it's all about. It's about the long-range pokes. I want to hurt you, but from afar.
From afar.
From afar.
It's like sending your most hated establishment a very strongly worded letter.
Yeah. Or a bad review.
I was going to say reviews. Like now, I mean, we are in 2025.
Yeah.
You want to send a letter, go ahead. But I don't know if they're going to get that. Now, the base siege. Twisted Minds. We'll see if they
Esca.
don't press it in. Kirk's in
Finds
trouble.
Kirk, but he decides to walk away as Onic Philippines will take care of this Lord.
All right. Twisted Minds doing what they can to force reactions out of Onic Philippines, especially
Masih
with the
oke sih,
Feather
masih bisa
Airstrike, of
defend.
course, Escalade going. Yo!
Oh.
Ingan, chill, man.
Chill, hang on. I mean, you can take a drink of water.
How can I chill if King Kong does something like that? Almost, though.
You're mid-drink and like...
Didn't cast the Wiki Shadow Kill because he saw that there are a lot of members for side of Twisted.
Yeah. All right. That would have been cool. Let's see if we can get another chance at that. Maybe they were just like they were stretching out the muscles to see if they were going to pull off that play, try to get the shadow and whatnot. Let's see.
All right, well, back to it. Twisted Minds has gotten themselves the lead that they need. They should be able to go just in this next low that comes up in about a minute or so. Kind of take control of the area. You saw the Divine Glaive picked up by Hajizi now. He's been really good with the Feathered Airstrikes and just surviving too. And that's always one of the advantages of having that Farsa there. You can see as this game continues on though, the kind of swing back and forth, it relies so much for Onic Philippines to just choose their fights correctly. Yeah. We saw how much they had to go ahead and throw at Twisted Minds. And then eventually it's like, okay, we could possibly surprise them with a diversion.
Yeah.
We could go ahead and utilize the Gattacacha's jump with the Avatar of the Guardian, but even Brusco. So if they run down that checklist and they run out of options there, I think that's where Twisted Minds really kind of shines. And they are able to go ahead and be quite bursty in the magic department. But then you kind of throw in the focusing mark emblem there too, and that helps with some of the bursts that we're seeing and why I feel like Onic Philippines is left in check in some of these fights. Because if they get even a couple shots down with a Feathered Airstrike, we know how aggressive Hajizi is with a Farsa. That's a lot of times where they're just kind of left there being like, all right, we probably don't want to take this
5-man
fight,
show
so
nih,
they
5-man
don't
show.
get that diversion. They're going to conceal.
5-man
Lord
show
started
dari
up
depan
for
dia.
Twisted Minds, so they get in position. Brusco's going to jump in.
Okay.
Salah gak
He's
sih?
gonna initiate first. Escalera has to conceal, but gets spotted out by Kirk. Now,
Itu Kirknya.
they commit everything onto Kirk, but he has to revitalize. So Onic was able to free hit though, and they were
Salah
able to
itu.
take down Kirk.
All right, Twisted Minds still has to be very careful though. They're up against a Hayabusa. They know that there's a chance that King Kong can steal this away. Already zoned out. Hajizi, great use of the Feathered Airstrike plus the Flicker. A bit early, but it's forced rotations out of Onic Philippines, and Super Prince is low.
Good zone. Good zone there from James as Twisted Minds will get the Lord. Onic concedes.
Yeah, they had to. I mean, they might have taken a risk, but then again, it's like, all right, maybe we shouldn't. You know, yes, King Kong might have been able to go ahead and swoop on in there and try to get that retry off, but it's better that they don't. Some key items are being picked up on here on both sides. How does this look on the defense side for Onic Philippines, Renmar?
Oh, they do have the Loyi and the Clint with them, so as long as they watch their position.
Kok MP The King jadi begitu warnanya?
Receiving a lot of damage, but maybe it's like what we said in game number 1. Twisted Minds can just try and throw bodies here. The difficult thing about doing that as this lineup is that you're up against a Badang, wherein if you're not careful, you get caught by the Badang, you're gonna get caught by the Gatakacha in turn, which means that the Loyi and the Clint are both going to be set up to be able to do damage.
Selamat sore, Ilham.
Kelra
sakit banget.
From Kelra.
Oh, this is big.
Dan Kelra itu pakai flicker ya, dia harus hati-hati banget, posisinya harus bagus. Kalau nggak dilompatin sama Gwyn mati tuh. Wah, Brusko. Wah, miss.
They tried to make a play there, paired up with
Miss,
AOG,
guys.
but still they were able to work on the Lord and just lost
Oh,
one
pancing ini,
individual
pancing
turret.
winter.
That might have been enough to put enough pressure to go ahead and stop more damage to the base here.
Yeah, and I think Twisted Minds can actually continue this. They can keep up the offense.
Oh, no.
Tipis itu tadi.
They're gonna be setting Kirk.
He sent out Kirk. Good taunt onto MP the King as MP the King work. Oh, Escalera! Immortality popped and Bruce goes to first
Mati
man
Escalera.
down. Outplay just dishing out the damage. Kirk trying to soak up the damage. Kel's gonna pick up a kill onto Escalera. A roamer for a roamer. James left behind. He still has his immortality though. As King Kong went for it. Oh!
Pas
He
banget sih
watched that
sekalinya.
by James.
Still alive. He gets
Kalau
away
kena
just in
tamat
time.
itu.
And here comes the evac helicopter.
And he held on to the immortality too.
Yeah, he didn't lose it.
Didn't lose it, got so close there. So, given all that happened, Onic Philippines still holds on to the one turret in the bottom lane. So, with Twisted Minds, the tools that they had, you know, they can't just kind of blindlessly go for that base push from Onic Philippines. They have to continue to watch out for those off angles. And that's what we saw Onic Philippines try to utilize there on the base defense. So they find themselves once again at this point. Lord is coming up in 10. How do they play around this?
Bagi build Beleric udah full defense semuanya, yang tambah darah yang banyak. Karena kan kalau Beleric pakai item-item tambah darah, darahnya plus berapa persen? 20-30 ya pasifnya ya. MPLID tanggal 11. Masih lama.
A beefed up Lord as well. Now that we're past the 20-minute mark, so Outplayed will start it up.
Ini BO5, siapa yang bilang BO3? BO5.
A conservative diversion. I thought that Onic Philippines would try to go for something incredibly aggressive, but they wanted to play it safe. They'd rather get the key figures in position first. Keller has to backtrack and clear the minion wave in mid. Finally has showed himself. I don't think King Kong showed up in the map of Twisted Minds just yet. Now already seen by James. Okay, they know where King Kong is. General idea. So now they're both just jockeying for position, trying to get a better one. While Escalera, exactly, might pull off the play of the series so far. If he can get a massive conceal, knock up full Violet Requiem in, and save Twisted Minds' hope of chasing the Immortal Cup.
Immortal Cup at stake here. Escalera waiting patiently on this side of the map.
Can he make some magic?
He can. Hey.
Oh, Brusko.
They know.
They know. Escalera, is he still going to make try to make a move?
Force them back.
Oh, he's just spotted out, so they disengage from it and still. Oh, King Kong was even at half health. This might be a sign or a moment for them to go.
There's a diversion also. They're trying
Tapi
to
James luar biasa bisa nahan banyak.
King Kong in the lower brush there.
Dari tadi gitu
Already
terus kan
used
si
the
James.
electrifying beats.
Look at the top minion wave. Someone has to clear that on the side of Onic.
Oh, yang
I
pulang.
know they're gonna send Super Friends up there.
Okay, Kirk use AOG
Masih bisa sih, masih bisa datang.
The minions though.
The minions
Masih bisa.
has spawned.
Okay, King Kong, we shadow kill, but a winter crown play there from MP the King as Twisted Minds works on the Lord and they will
Skip. Kasih.
secure the Lord.
Wow.
Escalera picks up King Kong, popped his immortality. MP the King working on the back, and they were able to burst down the two junglers. Killer dishing out the damage onto James. He still has his immortality.
Masih ada Kelra, santai.
Pick-off.
Ini om badminton kuat banget nih.
Magic made indeed. They needed a moment. They needed something. They needed hope, and it came in the form of Escalera. Both junglers down, though. Twisted Minds.
Moskov waras nih ya. Moskov yang tidak gila.
Can their chase for the Immortal Cup in the Champions Arena live on?
Gonna have to do it.
Oh,
Cheesy going
conceal.
up on the top side,
Conceal.
Brusco, and now the force to fight.
Okay, good cancel. But the feathered airstrike, Brusco already used up his ultimate though. Keller being able to do it damage. Escalera here, Brusco again
Satu
trying to
hit
soak the damage.
lagi
James
dong.
goes in. Kirk being able to dish out damage onto the Lord. Inhibitor
Ih,
turret
masih
down bottom has
ditahan.
now been exposed, and Onic will be able to clear out the Lord.
That was a great defense. They had to juggle that around properly. And yes, both junglers being gone, Onic Philippines holds on. All base turrets down though. A little bit of damage to the base, but ultimately still in this game, almost at the 24-minute mark.
A question that might haunt Twisted Minds though. Did they play that too safe?
Nah, ini Fabian sama Carry. Semoga muncul. Semoga muncul di playoff.
Them getting wiped out at that moment meant that Onic can just rush it straight into the base, and it's going to be what? MP the King, most likely the only one left to try and defend it. But could they maybe have just stayed a little bit longer to try? It seems like they were trying to count King Kong's respawn there, who was very close because they knew him coming in with a shadow kill. But my mind cannot stop lingering on the thought of what if, right?
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
And that might be the question.
Yeah, they need to start throwing bodies like what Onic has been doing. And now, 24-minute mark, Renmar, this is your HLG.
Yeah, another hella long game.
Hella long game.
And this is a hella long series. It was like almost 16 minutes in game 1, 19 minutes in game 2, and we're getting close to 25 minutes in game number 3. And it's a best of 5 series.
That's great. I hope we get to witness another game here too with Twisted Minds. The way that they've been playing this, they should have total
Ngantuk sih liat
control of
match-nya.
this next Lord. Even you can already
Cuma
see
setupnya
positioning
bagus-bagus.
happening here.
Yeah.
King Kong will go ahead and scout some about. I think we have to see Onic Philippines pull some of their own magic, you know, utilizing Super Friends especially for this. But it just seems so difficult to get an advantage in terms of positioning around these objectives for them.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing MP the King pull off some magic as well. It was him who was able to stop King Kong twice in that long Lord dance, the last one that we saw, and him able to use the Winter Crown at the right moment so that King Kong's shadow kills effectively minimized, forcing King Kong to shadow out. So MP the King is showing up some magic here, outplayed the rest of Twisted Minds. So it's just like, who can be more magical at the right moment, the right time, the right trade? It's so crucial now. 25 minutes in, getting closer to 26. And Onic are trying to open up the map. They're trying to apply pressure. They're sending a 3-man hit squad of the Lo Yi, the Clint, and the Badang. The two fastest damage-dealing heroes you have, but it was spotted out by Twisted Minds with the Sentry.
Yep, so they're just going to go ahead and pop the diversion. They already know, you know, the plan was foiled. We got to go back from this. And so it's ultimately just grab your buffs while you can, and maybe we'll meet at the Lord here as they go ahead and get ready. 26 minutes in. Gold lead, it pretty much doesn't matter at this point. What really matters is how it's executed with the tools they have. And realistically, it just seems like Onic Philippines has had some trouble getting to these targets. You know, the immortalities, they really haven't been able to
King
even
Kong masuk
pop
Navi,
some of them,
kelar.
some of the exchanges that they had.
Maksudnya
because
King
there's
Kongnya
just so
kelar
much
maksudnya.
mobility you could see from Twisted Minds too.
Terus satu
So,
orang nggak bakal bisa ngangkat sih
once
satu tim.
again, kind of just staring off here
Minimal bertiga atau
for this
berempat
Lord.
lah.
It's going to be quite a bit of work to actually take this one down already. And the waves, you know, you see the mid lane. It's going to be met with that wave, that fresh wave pushing in. They still have to clear it though, and they can always rely on Super Friends, and that's why you have them staying so close to Super Friends so that he can just kind of send in who he needs with that
Mapnya kok
diversion.
terlalu flashy kalau map Naruto tuh.
Twisted
Terlalu
Minds.
banyak
Diversion.
warna-warni kiri
They're
kanan.
gonna wait for
Jangan
the
nggak sih?
diversion, though.
Aku aja yang main nggak tahu tuh kapan Madara ada di bawah kaki ada skill. Kendalanya yang di bawah kaki tuh loh nggak kelihatan.
Still, they don't know where they are. The version
Waduh,
is there.
kakak.
They're gonna send them
Oh,
back.
unchecked.
Oh, MP's there though. He sees them.
Brusco already
Wah,
committed.
udah selesai.
Goodness.
And Keller
Hah?
got the
Iya, selesai, selesai,
eliminated
selesai.
immediately.
Selesai guys.
Twisted Minds was ready for
Yuk
the
kita ke
attack
game
of Onic.
keempat.
Blasted Onic Philippines, the gambit. It didn't work with King Kong. King Kong found MP the King.
Okay, but in exchange, Super Friends also got taken down. King Kong under Shadow, Escalera on the chase alongside Outplayed, Kirk with the AOG. Beautiful cast over the Luigi Shadow Kill. Will he be able to escape though? As James working on Brusco. Kirk caught in the crossfire there, had Cheesy used up the feathered airstrike. Good pin down there from Outplayed to force out the immortality. Winter Crown Blade, is this enough time bought for the Sonics?
That might have been enough time. I mean, now with Twisted Minds 4 members up, they can force into the base.
Tapi gak ada MP the King.
What do we got? 30 seconds
Bisa nggak
away
nih?
for Kelra and Super Francis, Brusco and King Kong only.
Bisa kok.
James,
Kalau defend mungkin
Haji
bisa.
sees
Bisa.
pair of
Oh nggak bisa.
destruction is not gonna connect, but the minions are here and backs against the wall. Twisted minds, they don't care. They extend the